What's up? It's Tom Wedding here. In this video, I want to break down the vision behind Leveraged, what we're looking to accomplish, and how it can benefit you if you're watching this. This video is going to be super raw, just me talking in front of a whiteboard, drawing some cool stuff. But yeah, really just want to break down like what this company is, what it means, and how it's going to revolutionize the workspace and employment as a whole. So let's get into it. So like I said, that's really the goal or the purpose of Leveraged, is to revolutionize the workspace. You're probably wondering, how? How is Leveraged going to revolutionize work and employment? So there's a couple of things to break down here, but I think it really comes back to the most important thing with this, which is leverage itself, the word leverage. And that's why the whole company is branded off this word, leveraged, because the whole idea behind this is helping not only companies, right? You've got these businesses that operate, that utilize leverage in the form of, hiring employees. And there's also tools and systems and softwares that get used in these companies. And this is their form of leverage, right? So tools. And these are different tools that the company uses. They use employees, they use all kinds of things, right? To leverage the company. And essentially what this allows for is the work to get done without the owner of the company having to do anything, right? So that's leverage as a whole for companies. But where this becomes super interesting and where leveraged, this brand, fits into everything, is we want to help not just the companies to use leverage, but actually helping employees to use leverage. So what that looks like is helping an employee to utilize, systems, tools, and, hiring staff underneath them, right? And then also tools. Oh my gosh, my drawing skills aren't too great. Totally winging this as I go. That's supposed to be the little tool icon, So it's helping employees to use these things, which is leverage, in their workload, right? And so really these are the two moving parts, or the moving pieces of leverage, the brand, and how we're going to revolutionize work and employment is by first helping the employee to create leverage in their workload by hiring staff and utilizing tools, AI systems, software, so that they can get their work done while working less. So what this means as a benefit for the employee is that the employee can work less and they can actually earn more. And the reason they can earn more is because they're using leverage, which means they could take on multiple jobs if they wanted to, which means you can earn multiple paychecks. But also, since you're working less, it gives you more opportunity to essentially increase your income by working on other projects, working in other businesses, maybe getting a pay rise, or since you're getting so much work done and it's so much more productive, being what I like to call here is this would basically be a super employee, right? And I don't know if I'll continue to use this word. For now, it makes a lot of sense calling these people super employees. But essentially what a super employee is someone who uses leverage in their workload. And this becomes attractive to companies, right? So the benefits for a super employee, or someone to become a super employee, is that they get to learn how to use leverage in their work, which allows them to work less and earn more. But this also benefits companies, because now you have one person you're hiring who is way more efficient and way more effective and productive, because they have a team and they have tools and resources and softwares that they use. So this employee, compared to a regular employee who doesn't have all this, right? Just like a normal employee here they don't have all this, which means they're nowhere near as productive or get as anywhere close to the work output that can be done by this person. Because when you hire this person, this super employee, you're essentially hiring a team of, like, there's 3 people here, so you're hiring a team of 4 people, but only paying 1 paycheck. And so because of this, a super employee can demand more, which means they can earn more, right? So because you're so valuable to the company, you can actually be like, well, hey, since you're hiring me, I have a team of 3, I'm so much more productive, I'm so much this, that, da-da-da, like selling the benefits of it. Because of that, I think I deserve 1.5 times the normal pay wage. And that way, an employee, a super employee, can get paid way more than a normal employee, plus they're working less because these 3 staff are doing most of the workload for this person anyway. Like, let's say these staff here do about like 80% of the workload. And let's say the tools do like 5%. Or you could skew these numbers a bit, like it could be 50 here and 20% here. But the point is that this person is working far less than they would be as a normal employee, but they're earning more. So that's the benefit for the employee, right? And so if you fit into this boat of you're an employee already, or maybe you're running your own business, but you need capital or cash flow to fund the business while you're growing, this is a great way to do it, because you can come into a job, work less, earn more, which gives you time free, but also money free to then build your business off the back of, right? So it's beneficial for someone who's starting a business, someone who's a normal employee, transitioning to become a super employee. So essentially what Leveraged will do, this brand, this company, we will help people become super employees. And so I'm going to be launching a certification for someone to become super employee certified. And what that means is that I'll also be working on this side of the business in terms of connecting with companies, because now I can provide companies with more productive staff who get better results. So an increase in results, and it's actually cheaper for the company. Because now instead of the company needing to hire 4 employees, which they're paying ridiculous wages for, now they can just hire 1 super employee and get the same output. So it's cheaper for the companies as well. So the goal of this is, like I said, connecting both of these pieces here for leverage. And this is exactly how we're going to revolutionize work and employment. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty fucking cool. Now what I want to go into is like more specifics of where the business is at currently, and this is obviously what we're working towards. But let's go over like the journey to get here, because obviously it's not going to start like this. It's going to require a lot of systems and processes to be built out before this can be a reality. But I want to show you where this is at now and how it can benefit you, and what kind of people this can benefit at the moment. So there's, like I said, there's really 2 parts to it. The first is actually going and finding remote opportunities, but then also once you have remote opportunities, I'm talking about like on the employee side of things. Once you find remote opportunities, then how do you actually go out and become a super employee, essentially, like where you're leveraging your time. So this is like, you know, entrepreneurs, 9 to 5, like office workers. Yeah, it's a few other audiences too, like, you know, digital nomads and even overemployed people who are already overemployed as well. But let's just talk about these audiences first. These 2, because these are the main buckets that people fall into anyway. So really the common problems between these audiences, so the common problems that we help them solve is, you know, they have a lack of cash flow. So, you know, if you're an entrepreneur and you lack cash flow, you're just getting things started with your business. That lack of cash flow makes it really hard to grow your business, right? It makes it really hard to scale things, because you can't invest into team members, into ads, into marketing, into strategies, into coaching, investments. Like, you don't have the capital or the cash flow to grow the business in the way that it should be growing. So you lack the cash flow in that sense. And for 9-to-5 office workers, majority of those people are making just enough to get by, which means they're living paycheck to paycheck, right? And it's probably the same for most entrepreneurs at the moment too, where they're just getting by living paycheck to paycheck. So these are like the common characteristics or situations that these people are in. And this is where leverage helps at the moment. So how we solve this problem for these two audiences is essentially by going out and helping you to find remote work. What that looks like is taking these skill sets that you already have and utilizing those skill sets to find remote work opportunities. And then once you have those remote work opportunities, becoming a super employee, right? Which is basically learning how to leverage your time. So it's like, okay, one is finding this work, finding this remote work, and then you move into number two, which is like, once you have that work, now you actually utilize leverage in your job. And so by doing these two things, essentially what that results in for both of these people is you have an increase in cash flow, but you also have a decrease in the amount of time spent earning that cash flow, right? So you're earning more, but working less. That's essentially what you get from this whole thing. And so how Leveraged helps people at the moment with this is we're launching a done for you offer, which basically what we do is we create your resumes based on the skill sets that you have. We create different resumes for different job titles. We also optimize your LinkedIn profile and also create custom cover letters. And then we go out and send applications to remote work opportunities for you so that you can land interviews. And then we show you how to ace those interviews so that you can get job offers and then hopefully land some remote work. And then once you have that remote work, we teach you this piece of leverage so you know how to leverage your time. And then by doing all of that, it results in you earning more, working less, having more time and cash flow to focus on growing your business if you're an entrepreneur. Or if you're an office worker, it helps you transition out of working in an office space and being remote so that you can travel if you wanted to, and you're also working less and earning more, which means you have the opportunity to then go and, what else I like to teach is actually go and take on multiple jobs. So you would be earning money from multiple different remote work opportunities. And so at the moment, this is what I'm doing. I work 2 full-time remote jobs, make 2 full-time incomes. I work less than I ever have in my life, and I earn more because I'm working 2 full-time remote jobs. And that's all through this, through leverage, through becoming a super employee. That's what it's all about. And so then, the potential to scale this out if you didn't want, let's say you're only doing your business because you want freedom in your life. But you work out that by doing this, you can actually have freedom a lot easier because it's just taking the skills you already have, finding remote work in that field, and then just duplicating it out by learning this one skill, which is leverage. So this is the main thing that we teach, is leverage, is how to hire people to do your work for you. How to build systems, how to build frameworks, how to use softwares and tools and automations to reduce the amount of time spent on tasks. And so one quick thing I'll share on this, in terms of reducing your time, let's rub this out to make this a bit easier to understand. Because it really comes down to leverage, right? This number 2 here, leverage and reducing your time. Let's leave those there so you can know what I'm talking about. So one thing that's really helpful to understand is this work simplification matrix, I call this. But I'm just gonna write work simplification. Yeah, we'll write it up. work simplification matrix. So it's 3 points, it's like a triangle, right? And essentially there is 2 negatives and 1 positive. So we want to increase our efficiency. So that's how quickly we are getting tasks done. So how quickly it takes us to complete tasks. So we want to increase our efficiency. We want to decrease the complexity. So how complex each task is. We want to make it as simple as possible. And then we also want to decrease the time spent on each task.
Is that right? I think so, yeah.
So time. Yeah. So increase the efficiency, decrease the complexity, and decrease the time spent on each task. And by doing this, you essentially create leverage, right? This is leverage. You're leveraging. This is what I call work simplification, right? That's the first step, work simplification, and then you start looking at automations, and then you start looking at outsourcing, right? And those are like the pieces of the puzzle to make this a reality. So, I know I've shared a lot here. It's some really interesting stuff. What I would recommend doing, I'm going to be making a ton more videos breaking all this stuff down in way more depth. This is just like a surface level, top of mind kind of way of sharing everything, just so I can this is more so for clarity for me to look back on and be like, okay, this is the vision, this is what we're building towards, this is what I'm trying to create here, and these are the people I want to help. So yeah, let's say you find one remote job. So let's just call this J1, job 1. And let's say from job 1, you earn $5,000 a month, which is a pretty standard wage in most cases. Again, depends on your skill sets and what you have in the bag. But then from here, what you're doing is you're paying let's say about $500 a month to the team that you have built out, or team member that you have, which leaves you with $4,500 before tax in income. And now you have this baseline of income to do whatever you want, right? So now you can chuck some of this money back into your business if you're building a business, or you can use this money to travel, you can use this money to invest. So the way I have mine set up is I have 2 jobs, and I use some of my money for savings and travel, and then some of my money for investing. So investing into crypto, into different assets. And so now I'm making my money work for me, which is the best way to build wealth, right? It's by getting ahead financially, and it's by increasing your income, lowering your expenses, but also investing extra capital into investment opportunities. So let's draw this out as a bit of a. So that's what it will look like once you have the job and you have it outsourced. And it's the way I like to look at some of these jobs is look at them almost like clients. If you're running your own business and you have clients, it's kind of the same thing. You're getting a job and you're it's essentially just a client. There's a set workload or set expectations of what's expected of you to do in that job. And you just take those expectations and workload that's expected of you and give it to someone else to do for you. And that's kind of the concept behind this. Just want to check we're still recording. That would suck if I lost all that. So let me break this down. Most people, if this is time on this thing here, and this is money on this axis. So most people, your expenses are somewhere up here. That's for most people. Most people are actually earning less than their expenses, right? So this is green is earned money, red is your expenses or outgoings, your income, your outgoings. And essentially, over time, what this means is you've got this discrepancy or this debt, essentially, that you're creating in the middle here, right? Like this, can't open my freaking pen. This here is debt, right? Because now you've got money to make up every month that in this gap here, because your expenses are higher than what you're earning. But what you really want is to actually increase your income so that you can earn more than your expenses and over time be earning more and more and more and more. And then what this is this is extra capital now that you can invest. So this can be used now to invest. And let's draw another diagram to paint this picture even clearer. And so this is the same thing. You've got your time here and you've got your cash here. What happens is now you invest this gap here. Let's do it as so you invest the gap here into investments, and over time these investments grow, right? And so now this is all just straight profit that you're making. So this is how you build real wealth. Like this is where wealth is built, is in putting extra cash flow into assets and then allowing those assets to cash flow. And it comes from this gap here, creating this gap. And so to create this gap, you just need to earn more income and or decrease your expenses. Like if you can, let's say you earn far less than this here, like even if you earn this much, you can still get ahead if you decrease your expenses, right? But for a lot of us, we don't want to decrease the quality of life or quality of living. You can if you want. Like for now, at the moment, I'm actually house sitting. So this house that I'm in, I'm living in for free. And in exchange, I just look after their pets. And so I'm doing this to get free accommodation so that I remove like $1,500 a month or whatever the cost is for accommodation out of my budget. And so now I have $1,500 of extra cash that I can now invest back into my business or into crypto or into things that are going to start to build me wealth, right? And that's how you get ahead. So I think this is one of the best ways to do it with remote work, because by having these remote jobs where you're working less and earning more, it allows you to take on multiple, right? So like if you have, let's say, oh my gosh, these pens are so hard to open. So let's say you lower your expenses like I'm doing and you live pretty frugally, and then you have, let's say this is job 1 and then this is job 2, right? So with one job you would earn this much, with a second job you earn this much, right? Because you've got 2 incomes now. So now I've just gone and doubled the gap between my expenses and my income, right? Like now this, like with one job, this is how much you make, or one business, or however much you're making, this is 1, but now you get 2 because you've got both of these incomes coming in now, which means you have extra capital to invest, and with extra capital to invest, you build wealth faster. And then this gets even more crazy when you start taking on like ridiculous amounts of jobs. Like I had 4 jobs in 2023, which was ridiculous. But that's the potential of this, When you have multiple jobs, now you earn so much freaking income that it's like impossible to not get ahead, because you have so much money coming in that you have so many opportunities, right? Yeah, so that's how it works. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple concept to understand. And if you want to learn more about this, I have some more trainings that are coming out soon, as well as some that are already recorded that you can check out. What I would recommend is just fucking do this, Just fucking get a remote job, learn how to leverage, and then worst case scenario, you have an income stream that you're not working very hard for. Like that's the worst case scenario, the worst case scenario. So what I would recommend is joining our community. It's $97 a month. It doesn't break the bank account. I'm going to leave a link right here on the screen where you can go and check that out. and join us, because we have all the support, courses, resources, and accountability you need to actually make this a reality. You know, like I helped one guy who's just started traveling now. He has 3 jobs and he's making over $10,000 per month across 3 jobs, working less than he ever has in his life. That's how this is so lucrative, because it's not only are you making more income, but you're not sacrificing so much time to do it, right? Whereas a lot of these business models that people are throwing at you takes a massive amount of time and you only make a little bit of income. This is a far easier way to build extra income and then therefore have money to invest. So I highly recommend sticking with this. It's a great way to do things. What else? That's pretty much it. So that's like the vision behind Leveraged, how it can benefit you, why you should even listen to this, because it's so lucrative. Like, I feel so financially secure having 2 jobs, paying me 2 full-time wages. Like, it's just such a nice place to be. And I'm building a business as well. Like, Leverage, this is the business I'm building, right? And so, like, I have 2 income streams. I'm practicing what I preach. I have 2 income streams from 2 jobs that fund the growth of this business. It gives me more free time. I have the free time right now to be standing here in front of a whiteboard making this video for my business, right? And so, like, it gives you the free time, but also the free capital and cash flow to be able to build your business, whatever that is, far easier. And maybe you realize that, hey, this is like a way better lifestyle, this, instead of building a business anyway. Like for me, I spent the whole of 2023 traveling around Asia. Traveled all around Asia for the whole year. And I worked 3 to 4 jobs. Made tons of money, worked less than I ever have in my life, about 2 hours a day, and just traveled all over Asia, just enjoyed my life. Went surfing, did all these activities, went to Japan, Korea, Vietnam, Thailand, Bali, like all these beautiful places. And I did that because I could afford to. I had the money to do it, but also the time free, and I was working remote, so I could be anywhere in the world, right? That's the benefits of this. So whether you want to use this as a cash flow stream to build your business, or you want to use it as a cash flow stream to start to build wealth, or you want to use it as a cash flow stream to fund your travels and adventures around the world, this gives you the opportunity to do it. So join the friggin' community. It's going to help you so much. I'm like so certain of that, right? I don't really care about your $97 a month. It obviously helps me build this vision and reach more people, because now I can put more money into ads. But I don't really care about your $97 a month. It's more just so that you have some skin in the game to invest into doing this, right? And then, like I said, we also have our done for you offer coming out soon, where we'll basically send applications for you to find remote job opportunities, so that you don't have to do all the looking and finding and all that jazz. So that's all for this video. I appreciate you watching if you got all the way to the end. This was very raw, very scuffed, but that's the vision for Leverage. That's what I want to build. That's how it's going to revolutionize work and employment. And I hope this can help you in your life too. I hope you see the value in this. Please join the community if you're serious about this stuff. I guarantee you will get the level of support and accountability that you need to crush this and make it a reality. We have some cool testimonials already, even only having 20 members in there so far. Again, it's early stages. I've only just launched this a couple months ago. So it's really cool to see this grow already and have some awesome people getting remote jobs and starting to travel the world. So jump into the community. It's $97 a month. You have nothing to lose. And that's pretty much all from me, guys. Appreciate you, like I said, watching this video all the way to the end. Yeah, I'm really excited to build this brand. It means a lot to me. I think it's really going to change things and help a lot of people. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be the driver of this, the builder of this, the creator. And yeah, I really look forward to seeing people's results. So see you on the inside, see you in the community, speak more there, and love you all. Thanks for watching. Peace.